welcome back to Everything About Cricket, the podcast. I'm Freddie.
And I'm Oliver, and today we're going to be talking about the incredible series that was India versus Australia and its thrilling climax and the beginning of the second test between England and Sri Lanka. And later, we have our first ever guest
On the show, a very special there. So do stick around for that.
Yeah, but first, we're going to talk about the climax of the India-Australia series, which was, it was something, wasn't it, Freddie?
It was something big, spectacular. It was amazing.
Yeah. India chased 340 odd, wasn't it, on the last day?
As their lead, it was about 330 something, yeah.
Shubman Gill was exceptional for 92 or 91.
91, yeah.
He's made a very good start to his test career.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see him in the team for the long haul.
Hopefully not England though, because that's bad news for the England bowlers. But But should we start day by day, as we normally do?
Well, we already did the first 3 days in our previous episode.
Oh, of course, yes. But should we start on day 4 then?
Yeah.
So that was Australia finishing their batting innings. Both the openers who failed to score in the first innings, they got a good start. Both of them, Marcus Harris and David Warner, they both fell short of half century, which they really needed, which is a shame, especially for David Warner back, not fully fit, too short.
Yeah. I think even if Harris had batted well, though, I think once Pekovsky was back from injury, I think he'd come straight back into the team.
Yeah, I don't know how old Harris is. I still think he's quite young, but okay, he's 28, or 29 this year, so a good 5-6 years younger than Pekovsky. So I think Pekovsky will get his place back. I think, especially with that debut he had, but. Marnus Labuschagne went quite cheaply at 25. Well, not cheaply, but just out of the blue, really. Got a decent start.
Yeah.
But Steve Smith as well, he got settled in, got a good half century, but got dismissed.
Yeah.
Also not very expected. But after that, there was quite a flurry of wickets. Matthew Wade, not really sure about his stance in the team. He did score a good 45 in the first innings, but he got the duck. Cameron Green, another good score. He took away 90 balls from the Indians and their overs, which is what he does. Or he just takes away a lot of overs, doesn't he? But another good score, 37 for him. Tim Payne not scoring that much again. Pat Cummins scored more than him. Not out on 28, but and obviously you're not really expecting much. But Nathan Lyon, this series, the bat with him, his pull shots are as good as anyone's.
Yeah, he's hit 2 sixes off pull shots, and he hit an on drive, I think, in the first innings.
That glorious shot! Oh my god, that was lovely, bat down the ground, as good as you can get. Best of his career, I'd say.
And then even Josh Hazlewood hit a straight drive for 4 as well in the second inning. So they provided valuable runs to tail, but it wasn't quite enough for India. India still managed to chase it down, but Mohammad Siraj took 5. He ended the series as India's top wicket taker, thanks to that 5 wickets, despite everything that was going on with him personally. His father had died during the series, and he had been subject to racial abuse. So and it's his first ever series. It was a phenomenal effort from Siraj. Yeah. And he looks a very good find for this Indian Test team, who now if they have too many good bowlers, but they can't get them all in their team.
No. So it's going to be hard for the selectors. I think that's something for them to decide. But yes, also Shardul got 4 wickets. He bowled very well as well. nothing really else. Washington got one. I remember he did do well in the first innings with a good free. It was more spread out that time in the first innings, but yeah, India with the ball, looking as dangerous as they were at the start of the series.
Yeah, I think I saw it was the first time in about sort of 40 years that Australia had been bowled out in both innings of a Test match at the Gabba.
Yeah, and they had never lost. They hadn't lost for a good 20 years. At the Gabba.
I think it was 38 even.
38 years. That's something there. To lose your winning streak, it's going to take a long time to build that.
You look at the inexperience of the Indian bowling lineup. Between the 5 bowlers, they had 4 caps, and their most experienced bowler was Siraj, who had 2 international caps. And they managed to bowl Australia out twice at the Gabba for like the first time in 30 years.
And Australia have 2 of the highest in this Test Championship. They're calling it. Barnes Labuschagne and Steve Smith are in the top 5 of averages when they've scored more than 800 runs, or players who scored 800 runs. So some of the best batters in the world being bowled out by the least experienced bowling attack, really. And they're being put up in comparison with one of the most experienced bowling attacks in the world. So, I mean, India were certainly the underdogs, and they did incredibly well. And Australia, with the ball, they never really gave up hope, but they just let themselves down with the bat too much, I think, and they didn't.
Yeah, they needed to go big in that first innings, really.
Yeah.
Off the back of Labuschagne's 100.
Yeah, definitely. That did let them down. No other half century apart from Tim Payne. Finally got another half century. But also in the batting lineup, we mentioned Gill, his great innings.
Yeah.
Pujara, he must have about 50 broken bones in his body after that. It looked like he forgot he had the bat in his hand, and he was purposely just punching the ball out the way and just shouldering it out the way. He took so many blows.
It was his slowest 50.
Yeah, slowest ever
50. Reached 50 off like 190 balls, which is, it's a phenomenal effort from Pujara.
That's what they needed, because they still weren't sure whether they would survive the whole day. So Pujara doing that really did really helped the Indian side. And Rishabh Pant, 80
not much you can say about that. It's definitely been coming. He seems to just be an incredible batsman in the 4th innings of Test matches. Last time
he was lucky early on. I did see it was a bit lucky early on, but he made the most of that, and that's really all you can say, because he was positive about the way he batted. He saw that India could win the series by winning this match, and he did try and go all defensive. He backed his style of play, and he had some good cameos with him, with Washington and Rahane. I know he's number 4, but can't really say much about the side, but really just an amazing performance by the Indian side. Pat Cummins, his performances in this series, he's been the best bowler for Australia, I'd say. Although Josh Hazlewood did pick up a fifer in the first innings, but Pat Cummins has been amazing.
Cummins one man of the series, I'm pretty sure, for his bowling.
Well deserved as well. But that's really something for India, going and beating Australia at the Gabba to win the series. It was in the last 3 overs of the match, with a couple wickets remaining, 3 wickets remaining, and it could have gone either way, with wickets still being lost in the last few balls. So it was very exciting to watch, and a brilliant summed up brilliant series. I do think Australia were dominant throughout the Test match, throughout the series, and it was theirs to lose. They had a much more experienced side, and it wasn't good enough for them, really. But you can't take away from India and how they played as well.
Yeah. Considering all things considered, that they only had 2 of their first team players really in the team, 2 who had played the first test at least, in Pujara and Rahane.
Yeah.
They were missing their captain and like arguably the best batsman in the world, Virat Kohli.
Mm-hmm.
As I've said already, they had 4 caps between their 5 bowlers. They were playing at a ground where Australia haven't lost for, I can't remember, it's either 28 or 38 years. And they were touring away. Just touring away anywhere at the moment is hard. Yeah. Especially with COVID and having to stay in the bubbles and stuff.
Yeah, England have an awful away record at the moment. And so for India to do that is something. And I think all of their players will be available for the England series. So they'll have about 50 of the bowlers in the world, 50 of the best batsmen in the world. So not looking good for England at the moment. But
there's only one. Jadeja is still injured for the England series. That's been confirmed. I'm not sure about anyone else though, really. But Kohli will be back. I'm pretty sure Bumrah's back. So if they can perform like that with pretty much a second team, then I mean, it's going to be incredible to see what they can do with their first team. And I wouldn't want to be an Indian selector right now, really.
No, some hard decisions to make. But looking good. It's looking like a very exciting series. Could be in progress for the England versus India one. 4 test matches.
Do you, one last thing, do you think that this year's Australia-India series is the best test match series ever? Because I've seen some people have said it is.
Ever?
Yeah.
No, not ever. Not ever. I don't know enough about the test matches 50 years ago. But I do think there's some which, obviously, as England's supporters, we do obviously favour, say, the 05 series. Even last year's series, or 2 years ago, series of 2019 with that Headingley Test match, but it's up there, but it's not the best. I don't think.
I personally think it's the best in my lifetime.
In your lifetime?
Well, I was 1 when the 2005 Ashes happened, so I can't really. So they would be close between the 2005 Ashes and this series, but every test match had drama. First test was India being bowled out for 36. Second test was them coming back, Rahane's 100 to win it. Yeah. Third test was the marathon effort from Vihari and Ashwin and Pujara to draw it. And then fourth test was one of the best performances from any team I've seen in a long time. When you factor in all those things that I've said previously, it was a true team performance in that fourth test. Yeah. Whether it's Sundar and Thakur, I don't know how you pronounce it, both scoring 50s in the first innings, Siraj taking 5, Thakur taking 4, then Gill, Pujara and Pant in the second innings. Mm-hmm. I have to say it's definitely one of the best test series I can remember, at least.
Yeah. So there won't be many you can remember at about 4 years old. So or even 1 year old. So it's one of the best for sure, definitely. But that's really all we can say. Disappointing from Australia, but absolutely spectacular from India. So
that's Australia India wrapped up.
And now we return to the infamous series of Guess the Cricketer. Tuki is leading me 4 points to 2. Hopefully I can pull one out of the bag here somehow and try and get back in the series. Oliver. tell us your cricketer.
Okay, so I'm describing to Freddie this week. He needs 2 points to get back on level terms. And the first clue for 3 points is I'm an English fast bowler and I made my test match debut against Ireland.
You have. I thought I was in a good one. Okay.
When I said English fast bowler, Freddie was smiling. When I said made my debut against Ireland, that smile fell off his face.
Very quickly. Oh my gosh. So he's a current English cricketer who made his test debut in the recent Ireland test match. ODI, sorry.
No, test match. I said test debut. When we played them last year.
Yeah, when we got bowled out for like 60 or 80, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then they got back to 30. Oh, I don't remember that test match. I'm just going to go for Ollie Stone.
Oh, he's nailed it.
Yes!
3 points.
I take the lead. Finally. Yes.
I can't remember when he did it in the game.
How have I done that?
I'm not sure.
Let's go.
The only thing I remember him doing in that game is England. The previous day had been ended early for rain, and England came out 9 wickets down to start the day's play, and he got out first ball.
It wasn't that Jack Leach's 90.
Yeah.
And then they said that he would trade every one of those 90 runs for that one against Australia.
Yeah.
One not out. But oh, that is amazing. And I go ahead now 5-4. But Shuki does have one in hand, so I shall be giving him something hard next week. A very hard guess.
It's the first ever 3-pointer on the show.
And how?
Yeah, no, guess that.
No one would have guessed that. They would have thought it was coming from Oliver all day long. So, dramatic turn of events there.
A shock in the 5th. Yeah, this is the 5th one we've done.
Yep.
Freddie takes the lead, 5 points to 4. Join us next week to see if I can regain it.
No. Hello, everybody, and today we have our first ever guest on the podcast.
Please introduce yourself.
Morning, lads. Right, it's not morning for a start, but my name's David. I'm a good friend of both of these guys, but I know next to nothing about cricket, so I had to revise a lot for this. And I'm going to still embarrass myself, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I'm happy to be on.
Your reputation's on the line.
Yes.
But
Thank you for making me feel so much better.
But we've comprised this very detailed questionnaire for you, David, which is made especially for non-badgers, just to help you out a bit.
Thank you.
We're hoping to get more guests on in the future, so if anyone wants to compete against David's score, do let us know. So we got it's out of 10, the quiz. Me and Freddie will take it in turns to ask the questions, but firstly, can you just tell us about your limited cricketing experience? Have you ever played?
Nope.
Not even in.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Onto the quiz.
Okay. After that, I'm like brief. Start. Okay, so Oliver, without further ado.
Question 1. Can you name 3 ways to get out in cricket?
Bowled out, run out, and caught on.
Oh, 3 out of 3.
Well
Perfect
done.
start.
Unfortunately, we're not so high tech that we have a sound effect, but you know, you can
just make one, Freddie. Just clap. There we go. I'll clap for myself.
Clap for yourself. Nothing worse. But number 2. Who is England's leading run scorer of all time?
Well, I know who it isn't. Right, I'm going to name the second cricketer that came to my mind, which is just Joe Root, but I know that's definitely not.
Oh no, that is one wrong.
He's in the top 5, though, isn't he?
He's the leading run scorer who's still playing for England.
I see. Okay.
It's Alistair Cook.
Oh.
Sir Alistair Cook, Oliver.
Oh yes, I apologise.
Yeah, put some respect in his name.
Okay, so far you've got 3 out of 4. Question 3. Which English cricketer won Sports Personality of the Year last year?
This isn't fair. Right.
You might know the awards is spotty if you didn't watch them.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. It's more the cricket part of the question. Let's say Ben Stokes.
Correct.
Yes!
See, your tactic worked, David.
I'm very much playing my get out of jail card. I'm now screwed for the rest of this quiz.
Well, you've got 3 out of 2 questions correct, so not too bad.
3 out of 2. That is
2 out of 3.
impressive.
3 out of 2, I know, right?
150% success rate.
Top of the leaderboard right there of one person. Very exciting leaderboard at the moment.
Can I just get an extra mark for being the first guy?
I think we can do that. Okay, never mind, we can't.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so how long is a cricket wicket? Or should I say strip? Just the whole thing. Not just the wicket, but the whole thing.
No, just the wicket. If you,
you know what I mean? No, that's the pitch, Shuki. The strip, the weird.
Do you know what we mean?
Yes, I understand what you. I mean, I'm not sure what Freddie means, but I know what you mean, Oliver. My guess, kind of using my sense of scale, my guess would be 2 meters, but I'm not sure.
2 meters?
The whole grainy bit.
Oh, the whole. Oh.
You weren't very clear, Oliver.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It's very late in the day, so I am a bit, slow.
It's only 5:15. It's like 4 or something.
You weren't supposed to say that. You weren't supposed to say that, David.
Yeah, it's 10:30.
I'm getting cranky because I haven't had my milk and nap. Right, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to pass.
No, come on, guess.
Yards. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Yards.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for telling me it's not in miles. I appreciate that. Let's just say 20. Why not?
Oh, that was close.
How hard is it? Oh.
Pardon? I just broke out there.
It's 20.
22.
You said 20.
Yeah.
So, no point.
2 wrong out of 4.
1.
Okay, question 5 is which 2 international test teams contest the Border Gavaskar Trophy? If you've been listening to our podcast, it's just been going on, so this is a test of whether you've been listening.
Australia and Sri Lanka?
Oh! You get half a point. It's Australia and India.
Oh.
So you do listen to some?
Yeah. Border was an Australian player. Gavaskar was an Indian player, hence the name of the trophy.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Very good.
These next couple of questions are specialised, as we told David to watch the highlights of the England-Sri Lanka match.
For his revision.
He actually did. So
I actually did.
Now he's got these questions.
Okay, so
this is what I get for doing what I'm told.
I'm revising. You don't revise. Never revise, honestly. Kids drop out of school. Don't go to any university or anything.
No.
Just don't have a future. Just don't try. Just live in a cardboard box on the side of the road. You'll be fine.
You will be absolutely fine. Number 6. Who made his test debut against Sri Lanka last week for England?
He was one of the batsmen. He scored 70 in the first innings.
I'm now starting to realise I watched a very, very short highlights video. This probably. I don't even think this came up in the video, to be fair. Let's just go with, I don't know, John Smith. Was it a guy called
Not
John
even
Smith?
a player.
What?
John Smith, did you say?
Yeah.
He's not even a player.
It's just the most English name I could think of.
It was Daniel Lawrence.
They're quite close. But incorrect.
Okay, this is another one about the England-Sri Lanka test match.
Brilliant.
Which spectacle-wearing England spinner took 5 wickets in the second innings?
I love how I'm thinking as if I might know the answer to this.
Weren't you even watching?
What?
Weren't you even watching?
I mean, the highlights video has very much led me up the garden path, only to severely screw me over.
Okay, give you a hint.
He was famous last year.
Yeah, you might have heard me and Freddie talking about his one not out last year.
Here's the problem. I remember everything about that conversation apart from
he was batting with the Ginger Ninja.
I don't think he wants to be called that.
Are you sure?
I'll pass. I don't know.
Ah, it's disappointing.
Jack Leach.
Always go for the extended highlights.
Yeah, lesson learned.
From illegal.
When I get tested on a cricket match.
You know, they might approach you randomly in the street. You never know.
Yeah, someone just put a gun to my head, mate, who scored 94 runs. Like, it could happen.
It could. Number 8. This is the 8th and final question.
Brilliant.
David.
Freddie.
Which?
So was that a bit distracting?
Pull yourself together, Freddie. Stop being
Get a grip.
I'm a professional. Sorry.
I think it might be better if I ask.
Yeah, Oliver, you try.
David, which team won the English County Championship last year? Or, as it was known, the Bob... Wait, are we talking about the championship, Shuki?
Yeah.
Okay. Which team won the championship?
So, an English county.
English county.
You've got a good chance. 1 in 20 or how many there are. 1 in
There's
16.
like 80 of them.
Yeah, but only play cricket, David.
Yeah.
Fine.
Only some of them are sophisticated.
Yeah. Only some of them are peasants.
Oh my gosh.
Let's guess Lancashire because it was the first.
It was Essex.
Essex.
I should have had.
Oh gosh, David, looking at your results, they are awful. I'm sorry, but
that makes me feel so good.
David, you're currently at the top of the leaderboard.
Get in!
With a whopping great big 4.5 out of 10.
Oh, mate. I think this should be like the last time this quiz ever gets done by anyone. Like ever.
Yeah, great idea.
That's the only thing to do.
Freeze the table, just like we're going to freeze the Premier League table.
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should just call it off now and give it to the team that might be on top. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
They're both Man United fans.
Yes, so maybe
doesn't know.
Yeah.
But
we prefer to refer to ourselves, just better than you.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. But David, well done for your topping score.
Literally.
I'm not sure if many people will be able to beat that. Obviously, the questions will have to vary as we don't want people cheating. But yes, well done, and thank you for coming on. It's been very enjoyable.
No worries, fellas. Have a good one.
Hopefully, we'll have someone else on next week. And as we said at the beginning, if anyone wants to star on the podcast, the quiz for the cricket beginner,
go toe to toe with me.
You can beat David's 4.5 out of 10.
Which you
try to.
Yeah, please.
Good luck.
And we'll try and get you on whenever we can. Thank you, David, and goodbye.
Cheers, fellas.
And now it's time, the moment everyone's been waiting for. It's, are you better than a Big Bash umpire? Last week we didn't do very well.
We haven't been doing very well for the last few weeks, I don't think either.
Yeah, hopefully this week we can go 3 from 3.
Yeah, to be fair, we've got some really odd ones. Very, very odd. So.
Okay, first one is, a batsman plays the ball and sets off for a quick single, but his batting partner, seeing a fielder racing in to get the ball, immediately shouts no. As the batsman stops, He loses his footing and slips backwards into the stumps. Is he out?
What?
So he's about to start running.
Yeah.
And his batsman says no. The other batsman says no. And as he stops from running, his foot slips back and hits the stump. So is it hit wicket or not?
So he couldn't have got very far. He couldn't have
no.
ran.
But I've seen before when someone's stepped back to push off for a run, they've kicked the stumps and that's out. So I'd have thought this would be the same. So I think he is out.
I would think it's not out. I think not out.
Let's see.
Controversy in the studio.
Not out.
Yes.
It says it's not out because it was the batsman, not the ball, that broke the wickets. But surely you can be out, hit wicket.
No, but it's after he hit it, and there's already been some play outside of him hitting it. Like I saw Stuart Broad. He went running. He dived straight through the stumps.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why I didn't think it was out. Because I remember that clip. I just see Stuart Broad going straight through these pair of stumps. But yeah, let's go.
Okay, so number 2. Before the bowler runs up, the batsman notices there are 3 fielders behind square leg. Knowing that it should be a no ball, he takes a wild swipe and is bowled. But your colleague did not see the 3rd fielder, so didn't call a no ball. The batsman stands his ground in protest. What do you do?
You give it not out.
Well, I think you give it out because I'm pretty sure I've seen it in the IPL. This is sort of similar, but it was in the power play, and someone hit the ball. I don't know, it went for 4 or like a single or something, and then he explained to the umpire, they had 3 outside the circle, and the umpire's given it a no ball after the shot's been completed.
I think it's a no ball because it happened to be in a match. So
yeah,
my whole team at the side were just shouting, "Stay on the pitch." It was no ball, and then they explained there was 3 outside. But the thing is, you have to be very quick because when everyone runs in, it's very hard to then see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you have to do it very.
You can call a no ball late.
Yeah, you can call a no ball. That's for sure. You have to be quick.
Okay. Although the umpire's decision is final and he can stick with it, if you make a mistake, you can change your mind. In this situation, it would be advisable to quickly call and signal no ball, speak with the scorers and reinstate the striker. It is important to retain the respect of players, and admitting when you have made a mistake helps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we can get 3 out of 3 as long as I get this one right.
Yeah. Okay. This next one I think is similar to the first one. A batsman hits the ball almost vertically in the air and goes for a quick single, but the non-striker, seeing the ball will land on the stumps, sprints and dives forward, flattening them before the ball drops. The fielders appeal. What is your decision?
Oh, that is.
So the batsman's hit it. Ball's gone up in the air. They've run. Ball's about to fall, hit the stump, so he'd be out bowled. Yeah. So the non-striker does what you were describing earlier and dives into the stumps deliberately, so the bails are knocked off before the ball can knock it off.
That is a sly play.
I think the non-striker might be out for like obstructing the field or something.
I think so, but I think we would have more of a chance of getting it right if we have different answers. So I think I'm going to go and say something which probably isn't right, but just in case, I'm going to say it's it could either be 5 penalty runs and out.
Yeah, it could be.
Or it could just be 5 penalty runs.
So is your answer 5 penalty runs?
Yeah, but not out, I would say. 5 penalty runs.
Okay.
But not out. I'm saying not out. You're saying out.
I'm right. Give the non-striker out for obstruction. There was no lawful reason for him to break the wicket. Oh, we're both right. And award 5 penalty runs to the fielding side.
Hey.
Cancel the run and return the striker to the other end. the ball will not count in the over. So we were both
So
right. The
he's
non
out.
And it's 5 penalty runs.
So
So
combined.
we got 4 out of 3 there.
Exactly. We get them all right combined. A great week.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So we've smashed it with 4 out of 3 on the I better than a Big Bash umpire. And I've got the first 3 points of Guess the Cricketer.
Yeah. So hopefully we can do equally well next week.
Yes. Sri Lanka versus England test match. Summing off the first test where we left off. England's got a good speed from that very disappointing Sri Lanka. What was it, 130?
Yeah.
Posted in response 431. 421, sorry, my bad. But Sri Lanka came back with a bit of a fight, didn't they?
Yeah. Tiramani got a good 100, his second in his test career, first one since 2013. And he'll count himself lucky, really, because if Karunaratne hadn't been injured, he wouldn't have been playing.
No. But Kusal Pereira also got a good half century.
Yeah.
And then Matthews, he is a class player for Sri Lanka, getting 71.
Yeah.
And we'll move on to his incredible first innings total of the second match. But Chandimal and Dickwella provided a good 20, 29 for each of them. And Pereira, Dilruwan Pereira, at number 10, getting 24. Nice little cameo there.
Very good to see Jack Leach back in the wickets.
Yeah.
5 wicket ball and very well deserved. Was bowling much better than Don Best was.
Yes, Best still managed to pick up 3 wickets somehow.
Yeah, well, Best bowled better in the second innings.
He did. He did deserve the 5, let's be honest. But he'll take it. But
yeah,
they do need to improve if they're going to face this India side in a few.
Yeah.
In a month's time. I'm not even sure if it's that short of time.
I think it starts on the 4th of February, so about 2 weeks.
Exactly. And with Virat Kohli coming back as well for that, they do need to really improve their game. Although what is very, very good to see, Stuart Broad picked up a few wickets in the first test. Jimmy Anderson will come on to his great innings, first innings spell. But Dan Lawrence had a bit of a bowl as well. 2 overs going for 10 runs in the second innings of the first test. Good to see that. Joe Root really put on the pressure for Sri Lanka with 11 overs going for only 19 runs in the second innings. So that he really helped with that. Mark Wood was a bit unlucky not to get any wickets in the second innings. But he just helps get through England through the overs. But not much to say about the second innings. Johnny Bairstow running out Joe Root is one of the things. Dan Lawrence, good 21 not out for the average.
England openers getting out cheaply to Wimbledon, and then again in the first innings of the second test.
Yes, I think we'll get onto that shortly, as we were having a bit of a discussion before that on who should be in the opening partnership for this India series. But I think that really sums up the first test. England win by 7 wickets very easily. Good win. First away from home for a good decent amount of time. So that's really all you can say.
Yeah, let's go to the second test, where Sri Lanka won the toss. And I'd say after the first innings, it was quite even. Sri Lanka made 380. Angelo Matthews.
Yep.
And an excellent 100.
Very well played. Very well deserved as well. Tiramani was looking in great nick, but then nicked it straight to Joss Buttler with Jimmy Anderson bowling, and he just fell short of a half century. But can I just say, Kusal Pereira, he batted well in the first test, but that was an awful dismissal. trying to hit,
I'm seeing that. Yeah.
Trying to hit Jimmy Anderson over long on.
Yeah.
It's it straight to first slip. It was an awful dismissal. I don't know why he was trying that. But Fernando chopped one on early on, but Matthews came in, saved the day. Chandler then got a half century for himself.
Yeah.
Followed by Weller, who got 92, fell short of his first Test 100.
Yeah. Just drove one to Jack Leach at cover, who took a very good catch.
Yeah.
But Dick Weller, for his 92, was very good. He was just timing the ball so well through the offside.
You just have to wait. You just have to wait that bit longer for his first 100.
Yeah.
But still some batting down with Pereira. Where does he bat? He bats at 8. Still got 67.
Yeah.
So Sri Lanka are very, very hard to dislodge when they really get in. But England's bowling, Jimmy Anderson. 6
wickets, proving all those who say he can only perform at home wrong. It was his second 5 for at goal, his second 5 for in Asia, and his 30th 5 for overall, taking him past Glenn McGrath into second on the list of 5 wicket hauls for seam bowlers, behind only Sir Richard Hadley.
Yes. How far away is he from?
I'm pretty sure Hadley is on 34 and Anderson's on 30.
Ooh, he's going to have to bowl well in the India series.
He is.
But hopefully he'll get another 10 wicket haul, although, yes, that is a bit optimistic. But Sam Curran, he's bowled well. He's very unlucky. I think it was this Test match where first ball, or not first ball, but 0 for 0, he gets a LBW decision, which it looked like it was straightening up, but it wasn't given out on field, and they reviewed it. It was umpire's call. Didn't get that early wicket. But he's bowled well throughout the series. He's just not got the wickets, and he's been unlucky, I think. But he's got one.
It's very good to see Mark Wood as well getting his just rewards, because he was putting his all into his spell, bowling above 90 miles an hour consistently, and finally it paid off with 3 wickets for him. And it was the first time since 2001 that in Sri Lanka all 10 wickets in an innings were taken by seamers, and the last time it was also by England. So I guess there's some good and some bad in that. The good is that our seamers can still get wickets in non-friendly conditions.
Yeah,
but it shows that our spinners aren't very good.
Yeah, our spinners. I do like Jack, but he got very easily played for 120 odd runs. Dom Bess, same thing. There's nothing. It's a spinner friendly pitch, but they're still not making it difficult for Sri Lanka. So what are they going to do against India? I know it's less spinner friendly compared to Sri Lanka, but it's still quite friendly for spinners.
As I said, it just looked easy for the Sri Lankan batsmen. Like, I know it's the conditions they're used to, but the England bowlers, it just wasn't spinning for them. I don't know if that's a skill point from the England bowlers, or if the pitch maybe was slightly more seamer friendly this time. I think it was definitely slightly more, but you'd still hope your spinners to be able to get some wickets, if not, at least apply some pressure, which they weren't really doing from what I've seen.
No. But moving on to the second innings, Bairstow and Root once again solidifying everything. Hopefully Bairstow won't get out first ball of the day or second ball of the day. And because they're on a 93 partnership, it'll be good to continue that for Dan Lawrence then to come in, hit a nice 50, solidify his place. But England do need to. They can only bat for tomorrow. It's day 3. They can only really afford to bat that whole day. And possibly they do need to go quite quickly, get to an equal score of Sri Lanka, and just rely on bowling Sri Lanka out on day 4.
Yeah, I think, firstly today, Joe Root was brilliant. Yeah. He scored 50 off about 60 balls, which shows what good touch he's in. He was sweeping and reverse sweeping the spinners just with ease.
Yeah.
He scored 10 boundaries in his 50 or in his 60 or whatever he's on overnight.
He's on 7 off 77 and 87 strike rate. That is incredible for it. And this series has really got him back into touch, really, because he hadn't scored any big scores recently. But it's helped him a lot. He's one of the best players of spin, Joe Root, famous for playing it well, especially sweeping. He's nearly got 300 runs in two innings.
Yeah, hopefully he can go on and make another big 100 tomorrow, because I think from this start we're on 98 for 3. No, sorry, 98 for 2. I think we can definitely. They'll be very pleased that they bowled out Sri Lanka for under 400, because I think we can score over 400 again and take it. Even if we take just a lead of 50, that might force Sri Lanka to try and go a bit harder in their third innings to try and get a lead of sort of 250, something to bowl at on the last day. But it could all come down to a last innings chase again. And even if the pitch is behaving how it did on the last couple of days in the first test, even something like 180 could be very tough for England's batsmen. So it could be a thriller.
Down to the wire, but we're going to have to get a move on, basically. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
We're going to have to score about 300, 325, maybe 350 in one day, which is 100 more than Sri Lanka did on day one, or 120, 30 more than Sri Lanka did on day one. But as you said, we've had a better strike rate, so we're going to have to move quickly. But I do think there is a possibility of a win for England. If not, it will be a draw.
Yeah. I think that there is we would be able to sort of, if we weren't where we wanted to be at the end of day 3, England could bat for sort of 5 or 10 overs on day 4 and just completely go for it.
Yeah, you've got Joss Buttler in there.
And Sam Curran.
Who've both done well in the IPL recently. So, but the only problem is that we don't want what happened last time, where you lose 100, you only get 120 runs for 8 wickets. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And last time, and it's the same players scoring. So if that happens, then England will be in a tough situation. So
yeah,
I probably will be waking up early tomorrow morning. Or either just record the whole thing and then just watch it about lunchtime. But that's the problem. It's finished by lunchtime. So at noon.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be something to watch. It'll be a thriller, I think.
Yeah. So that's all I've got about England Sri Lanka. Anything?
No, just that it's shaping out to be a good one.
Yeah. So we'll just quickly mention the 2 other series going on at the moment, which is the West Indies versus Bangladesh ODIs. West Indies, pretty much all of their good players. No disrespect to the team playing at the moment, who are obviously all good players, but all their experienced players on the international scene, most of them have opted out of the tour. So West Indies had 6 debutants, I think. So it was no surprise, really, that Bangladesh, in their home conditions, were able to
absolutely hammer
in the first 2 tests, bowling them out, not tests, ODIs.
So it's supposed to be an ODI, and they're being bowled out for under 150 in both of them.
Yeah. Shakib in the first one, his return to international cricket, he took 4 for 8 off 8 overs. Was just, well, I think everyone knows that Shakib is a very good player, but to do that in your first match back for a year, it shows how good he is.
Yeah. Ireland bounced back after losing to the UAE. They bounced back with a victory over them by 112 runs. That was something, bowling them out for 116. And
yeah,
they lost the first ODI to Afghanistan, and it was quite a close one, only a 16-run victory.
Yeah, One of the Afghanistan batsmen, I think Gurbat or something like that, made 100 on international debut, which is good signs for Afghanistan, because I'd say their bowling.
It was Ramanullah. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but he got 127 off 127.
Yeah.
Very good innings.
Yeah, so that's
Also,
about all for the week.
Rashid Khan got a good 50, half century, down at number 9. He's been batting well for the strikers.
Yeah, very helpful lower order runs there to get them to a winning total.
He does like his helicopter, doesn't he? He tries to pull that out every single bats. So it's always entertaining watching him bat, and also for Sussex as well.
Yeah.
But
so that's about it for this week.
Yeah.
Join us next week, where I'm not sure exactly what we'll be talking about, but we'll find something. I think the Pakistan-South Africa series might have started by then, which should be interesting.
Would be interesting.
Yeah. And also the end of this England-Sri Lanka test. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Oliver.
And goodbye.